Hey, it's Rick Quattro here. Happy New Year 2025. I've got an interesting project that I'm working on here. This is to answer a forum question by Bjorn Smallbro. He's asking, can we generate a TOC only for files which reside in a group or folder in an unstructured FrameMaker document? So we're going to play around with that and see what we can come up with. So first of all, we do need to take this book here. This is one of his sample books, and we're going to add a group and a folder and put a file or two in them. So we've added a folder at the bottom of the book here. We're just going to drag it up here, and we want this technical description to be part of the books, or the folder rather. So let's add that, and then we're going to add a group. We'll test a group as well. All right, so you can see what we've done here. We have a folder and a group, and we've added a file to each one. Now what we need to do is we need to add a TOC for each one of those folders or groups. And we're at this point, we're just going to do a TOC, but we could do a list of tables or any generated file. So first of all, let's add a new generated file here. And we're going to click the Insert, Create TOC, and you're going to see it's going to add a number 2 to the suffix, and that's because we already have a TOC in the book, and they have to be, the names have to be unique. So let's add the right component, or the right headings to this, and we just went by the original TOC, so we looked and saw what those were, and we're just going to add those here. So we've got chapter, we've got heading 1, and we've got section title down here, and then that's the wrong one, I'm sorry, section title, and then the last one would be just title, and that's going to match what's in the main TOC. And we're not going to generate this at this point, so we're going to cancel this, and actually we're going to set this one in this folder here, and we'll just move it up. And then we want to create another one because we want a TOC for this group as well. So we're going to say Insert TOC, and we're going to do the same thing. So now that we've got our formats added, we'll click OK. And again, we're not going to generate. And let's see, sometimes these will land outside where we want them to be. So we're going to drag this into the group, and then we're going to move it up to the top. Now what we can do, let's just update this book really quick. And actually before we do that, let's open all the files in the book because we may have some missing fonts. So we're holding down the Shift key and we're choosing File, Open All Files in Book. Now that we have all the files open, let's go ahead and update the book and see what we get. And you notice that these new TOCs that we added there in the generate list there, which is fine at this point. Now what you're going to know obviously is here, we're going to get everything in here. So in this technical description TOC, we're going to get all the information from the entire book, and the same thing here. And that's not what we want. What we want to do is isolate these so they only get the information which is in each one of these. So let's go ahead and run this script. We've got a little script loaded in here. So let's run it. And you can see now that what actually happened was this TOC only has the information in the technical description, and this one only has what's in operational instructions. And then this one should be intact. So this one is totally intact. Now we're going to show you actually what's happening here in the background. All right, so what we've done is we've put some debug code in our script. And what you'll notice is that if you look at the book, none of the files are excluded. None of the components are read, so none of them are excluded. And so watch what happens now when we run the script again. So let's click on the book, and we're going to run the script. And what it does is it stops for each group or folder. And what you can see is what it actually does is it sets all of the components that aren't in that current folder or group to be excluded. And so the only folder here that has files that aren't excluded is this technical description one. So it goes in order in the book. And so now what happens is the TOC will be updated for that particular component. And then if we click OK, you see the same thing happen. When it hits this group, it unexcludes all of these components and it excludes all the rest. And in the background, it's actually updating the book, so you generate those that TOC. So let's go back here, and now when the script is finished, it resets all the components. Now what you can do here, what's really nice about this is if you already have some components that are excluded, like these two, let's exclude these two, and you want to make sure that those stay excluded when the script is run. So let's go ahead and run it again, and you'll see what's happening again. Technical description is going to get its TOC generated. Now operational instruction, and finally the script will restore all the exclude settings, and you can see that it left these two excluded, general information and revision history. So it restores everything the way it's supposed to be. All right, so this is a pretty good solution. I'm really happy with it, and I think you would be too. I'm not sure how I'm going to package this or how I'm going to sell it, but if you're interested, please contact me at rick@framexpert.com and we'll talk about that.